Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today it's day 3 of Boudicca Way, the last day, and we're starting at Tyrrel Wood in Pulham Market, and today's walk will be ending at this railway station. Enjoy! So we're now leaving Tyrrel Wood's car park and taking the left turn on Wood Lane. There is plenty of signage here as always on this route. The sun is shining, but it is a very, very cold morning. So we'll get the introductions out of the way now. So it's me, Chay, and behind me you can see Nutty, Nanny and Lee today.
Morning. Good morning.
So right in front here, you can see a crossroads here. We want to be taking Hikeaholics Road. As usual, I'll show you the sign. So it's the right at the crossroads there. I didn't see a Boudicca Way sign at that point. I remember before when I've walked this trail, there used to be one there, but couldn't see one this time. So today's walk from Tyrrel Wood to this railway station is approximately 11 miles. We're still on Hikeaholics Road. Right, here's our turning right here. There's the sign, Boudicca Way. We've just passed St.Andrew Road. That was on our left. So we're taking a right across the field, directly across. So we've finally come to the edge of the field now. And we'll be taking a left on Duxford Road. So up ahead here, you can see the gate in front. It's a left here. Mark a sign on the right there saying left. So we have Coles Common, it says on the sign down that way, but obviously we want Duxford Road. So your left turn. What a beautiful morning with that sun shining. Good to see the sun. So we now have a turn on the right, if you can see the signpost there. So we're now turning off Duxford Road, and we've probably been walking on here for about a quarter of a mile, if that. So up ahead you can see we need to make a right turn away from these fields and just pass and enter through these woods here. There's the Boudicca Way sign. As we come out to the other side, you'll be crossing a little footbridge, and I believe we'll be taking a left here. So we're still walking towards Pulham Market here, and we are following the Boudicca Way signs and the Pulham Market workhouse walks. So we're now arrived in the village of Pulham Market. So here we are, we've arrived in the beautiful village of Pulham Market. I'll just give you a pan round. Village green here. We have 2 pubs. Some beautiful thatched cottages here in the village. You have the other pub behind me, the Falcon. And we want to be heading down the right hand side of the church there. So we're walking straight across the village green here, Pulham Market. It's the old pub in front. It looks like it probably isn't the old pub anymore, I'm not sure. Or maybe it is. Put it in the comments if you know if this one's still open. It looks like they're still open, there's tables outside. So we want to head over and go down Station Road. So right now we're coming up to the old railway line here. So on the right is Pulham Market old railway station, but to the left is where the track would have ran down there, as you can see, nice and straight. And behind me, obviously, the old platform. Beautiful. Which is now a home, obviously. So this actually closed in 1953 for the general public, and for freight in 1964. You want to carry on up Station Road. So we're now turning off Station Road. We haven't walked that far from the old railway station. You can see the Boudicca Way signs here. So now we want to be heading, as you can see on the gate here, into Pulham Market Hall, or down the track that leads to it anyway. So we're now going to be walking off Pulham Market Hall driveway here. The signs on the left, as you can see, Boudicca Way. So we're heading down this track. Don't know if you can make it out, but there's a marker sign there on the left saying go right. So basically we want to be following the hedgerow down there, and we want to be making our way towards the A140, as we need to cross that. Okay, so this is where we want to switch sides of the hedges here. So there's the Boudicca Way sign. It's not very clear with the arrow which direction this one's going. I've made the mistake and gone left side, but you want to be right hand side of the ditch here. So you go round the trees in front. So in front, as you can see, and here, the A140, and also the Boudicca Way signs are there. We want to be taking a left, heading towards the old Ram pub. We'll just turn round. So we've just walked through Holly Farm here, Tyrrel. So you want to take your left, walk down to the pub, and cross over the road to the right. Okay, so up in front, as you can see, is the old Ram pub. Lovely food and drink here. Boudicca Way sign there as well, saying right. So we're now heading down Ram's Lane. So we're now stepping off Ram Lane, and you want to be taking a left down Primrose Hill. There are marker signs, and you have to walk down this road for quite some time now. Very quiet lane, so you haven't got to worry. Okay, so this is where we leave Primrose Hill. We want to be taking the left down Pattern Lane. To the right here is New Road, but obviously, like I said, we want to be taking the left. So follow them Boudicca Way marker signs. As you can see from the track ahead, it's a little bit on the wet side. We've had plenty of rain yesterday, but obviously you can tell from today there's no rain forecast, just sunshine and a bit of cloud. So we've now come to the end of Pattern Lane, and we're now coming out onto Back Lane, and this is where we want to be taking a right turn. As you can see the signs here. So I've now come to a sharp left corner here on Back Lane. This is where we leave the road, but we are still on Back Lane. So we cross the bridge here. You can see the marker signs to my right. So this is still Back Lane, but obviously it's track now. So here, as you can see, we have sort of a crossroads here coming up. There's a left across the field there, and there's another track going right here. We want to go straight over the crossroads and then take a left. So we're walking down with trees either side. There's no sign there, so just carry on straight over on the track. As you can see, we won't be walking down back lane here. We need to step off to the left and go over the footbridge. There's a little ford here. So here's the point where we step off back lane. Want to be taking a left, and this is just after that footbridge. There's the marker sign. So we're now on Hall Lane. Okay, so we're now coming to the end of Hall Lane. You want to cross over straight. As you can see, Shimplin Hall Farm. And you want to head straight out on this track. I've just stopped here at the village sign in Shimpling, so I'll just show you that quickly. Okay, so straight up here, you should now get the church coming into view. There it is in the distance there. Beautiful church it is too. We'll be stopping there. Give you some information on this one. Okay, so we're now arrived at St. George Church in Shimpling. And this is grade 1 listed. And the round tower and the nave go back to the 1200s. And the chancel and the octagonal on the tower there goes back to 1300s. Okay, so let's take a look inside, should we? Some beautiful walls here, as you can see, the brickwork. If you look up at the ceiling here, you can see the carvings. Beautiful little church, no longer used unfortunately. Okay, we've just stopped and had lunch at the church here, a little break. So it's time to move on. So you want to come out of the church and you want to head to your left. So now on the pathway, heading away from the church, which if I just give you a quick look to the left here and up, you can see the tower here. Head straight down. When you hit the tree line here, you'll come across a little wooden bridge that we need to cross. As you can see in front, we're approaching that wooden bridge that we need to cross here. I'll give you a shot to the right here so you can see the water. Not much to see. Okay, so not long after that footbridge, we're now coming out into a field and we need to go straight across. There's marker signs here. Okay, we've just come to the end of this track. We want to be taking a right on Broadway here. As you can see, the marker signs. So onto the tarmac road. So we're now coming to the end of Broadway here. It's Boudicca Way marker sign. We need to go left. And as you can see, we'll be going on to New Road. I'll just show you up a bit closer. So New Road's where we want to go left, and right is Church Road. So we've just turned on to New Road, but we're now going to be turning off New Road and heading right down this track. So you want to follow this track. There's your Boudicca Way marker signs. I believe you want to head down here, and at the end I believe we'll be taking a right. So up ahead is the gate where we want to be taking the right turn. As you can see, the signs are there. And there's some more signs as well. Beware bulls in field, and beware or caution cows and calves. So be careful if you're bringing your dog this way. But this time of year I don't think we'll see any cattle at all. Okay, you want to go through the gate, and at the gate here you want to head over to the left hand side of the church in the distance, if you can make it out over there. Just got to squeeze through the gate first. Not sure if you can make out the gate in the distance, but it is most certainly in this direction, as I said, to the left hand side of the church. So we've now made it to the other side of the field, and you see the gate is straight out in front here, and the church will be on your right. As you can see here, the marker sign, the footpath will take us out that way, but we'll just stop and have a quick look at the church here. So the closest village here is Stelverton. I'll take you in a bit closer to the church here. This is the church of St.Andrews, and this was built in the 1500s. And round the back you'll find a Norman archway. I'll give you a quick look inside the church. Okay, so we're now walking away from the church and heading out back on the Boudicca Way, following them marker signs. Marker signs have been good again. I think there's only been one place where there was a missing marker sign that we couldn't see on a turn, so it's very good. So we've just crossed the field after leaving the church, and in front here is Church Road that we need to be crossing straight over, as you can see with the way marker signs. Straight through the hedge. We just cross the other side of the field, and once again beware of cows, bulls and calves. Through the gate, and obviously the sign is more or less straight over but slightly to the left. I think we better walk round the puddle rather than walk through it. There we go, I can see another gate in the distance. So we're going to be walking down the fence on the left there, down to the far corner. We can see a gate. So we just followed that fence line on the left to this gate. Looks like it's going to be more of the same again, through the gate and take a left round the trees there. So up ahead here you can see a gate that we need to take, and a little wooden boardwalk to cross over. And I believe we want to go straight here, and we should come across another gate, and hopefully we'll be coming out onto a road shortly. So we're heading through the final gate in that field, and as you can see, road out in front. This is where we want to be taking a right turn. This will be on Burston Road. There's your marker signs. Okay, we now hit a corner on Burston Road, which goes round to the right, but we want to be heading straight off this one, straight forward onto this lane. You can see the Boudicca Way marker signs once again. Head straight down this one. Okay, we have a marker sign here that's telling us to take the path next to the track here, so that is what we'll do. Out in front here you can see the gate in front. We need to be going through and veering to the left slightly. Beware bulls and calves and cows in the field. So once you come through the gate, you just want to follow the ditch and the hedge on your left. Time is getting on now. As you can see, the sun's getting lower and lower. Once again, come to the end of another field. I want to be coming out of this one, going through the gate, and we're on to a little farm track. And this is where we need to be taking a right turn. As you can see, the marker sign straight ahead. So we're now coming up to, well, we are in Friends. I'll put it up on the screen how you spell it. Over there is Friends Chapel. And this chapel is Grade 1 listed and was built in the 1400s. And the house you can see there is actually Friends Hall, and this is Grade 2 listed and was built in the 1700s. So here on our right here is where we need to take our turn for the Boudicca Way. I'll show you the signs, and here also is where we meet up with Angles Way. I'm going to walk a short while down here and we'll cross a little wooden bridge. There we are, we're now arrived at that wooden bridge. So we'll continue out walking on this track. Don't know if you can just make it out on the right here. It's a new housing estate. This is just on the outskirts of Diss town, this is. Out in front here we want to be taking a right and we'll be going underneath the railway line here. I'll just show you the marker signs. Both Boudicca Way and Angles Way are this way. So this is Sandy Lane that we're on. But as soon as we go under the railway track bridge here, we'll then be on Friends Hall Lane. Not far now to finish Boudicca Way. We just need to make it to Diss railway station. So we were on Friends Hall Lane and we've now on to Friends Road. It's the same road, just going straight down it. And we're looking for a left turn going towards Diss train station. Okay, so here we have the sign for Boudicca Way, pointing towards the train station. So you want to take a left down Fieldhouse Gardens. So I've just walked past the school in Diss, the infant school, and the first road on the right. That's what you want to be taking. There is a sign there, but it's pointing towards a house, unfortunately. I think someone's turned it round. But we're definitely going the correct way. So we've just walked past a few houses and we're now come out onto Fisher Road. You want to walk straight down that one. There is a Fisher Road that goes left and right and also straight down. We've taken the straight down route. And now come to the end of the road, so we have a T-junction in front. This is where we want to be taking a right turn on Vincent Road. So we've just now stepped onto Vince's Road, and then we want to be heading down Gilray Road. The sign is over there. So it's a left down Gilray. So we're nearly at the end here now. We're nearly arrived at this train station. So we will say our goodbyes now. So it's a goodbye from me, Chay.
Goodbye from me, Lou.
Bye, Nanny.
Okay, we're now arrived at this train station. Okay, we're now walking up to this train station platform. I'll give you a shot down the line and across at the Diss sign. There's the Diss railway sign. Well, hope you've enjoyed the walk. This is the end of the Boudicca Way hiking trail. So it's 36 miles from Norwich Railway Station to Diss railway station. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.